Guys, hello everyone. Welcome back to yet another exciting episode of the Lady Gift Show. Today we are going to be discussing the topic on what to do if you get a child out of wedlock. So what can you do if you get a child out of wedlock? Remember last time we discussed about why is it so important to ensure that you do not get a child out of wedlock. So whether you're a guy or a girl. And we also did another episode whereby we were discussing on the con games out here that really make us to get those kids out of wedlock. Yeah. So today we have, once you identify a problem, you also have to give it solution. So today we are giving a solution of what to do. What exactly do you need to do if you're in that situation? So someone is saying, Lady Gift, me, I already have four. I already have one. So what can I do so that I get back on track? Today we are going to be discussing that topic. Keep your comments coming. Let's keep the discussion alive. So the number one thing that you need to do once you realize that, well, maybe I have been conned, I've been conned and there is nothing I can do about it. The baby is here. So what do I need to do? You need to accept yourself. Accept yourself, accept who you're becoming, and make peace with that fact. That will be your number one saving grace. Accepting yourself and making peace with the situation. It's what is going to move you through the long haul. So that is internal. So you need to sit down, feel the reactions, feel the pain, feel the denial, see how you really wish you could have done things better that day or that night. Yeah, it was a night. you know Undo the situation in your mind and redo it, correct it. But since the thing that happened was a chemical reaction and you cannot reverse it, it's irreversible. What do you need to do? Accept yourself. Accept that it happened and it is here to stay with you. So that will be the first thing to do. That's internal. Please do it by yourself. Then number two, do not think of, maybe now I'm 2 months pregnant, I'm 1 month pregnant. Now you think like, I'll get rid of this. Remember, two wrongs do not make a right. As we've been going on in our life, we've come to realize that surely these quotes kumbe zilikuwanga za ukweli. They really apply. So it really applies. It's practical. Someone will come here and tell you how practical it is. It happened to them. They got rid of that child and these were the repercussions. Do not be part of that statistics. If you already find yourself in it, do not get rid of it. Do not abort that child. It's God's creation. God was there. God created that child. The same way he formed you in your mother's womb is the same way that child is being formed in your own womb. So do not get rid of that child, because two wrongs will never make a right, and never correct a wrong with another wrong. It will never be okay, and it will never, wrong will always be wrong no matter how many people do it, and right will always remain right no matter how few people acknowledge it. So do the right thing and God will protect you. The third thing is forgive yourself. You have done enough wrong things in this world, but they were not as they did not have such, big repercussions. You have stolen books in school, or you are mimicking and imitating teachers. Nobody. It didn't have a big irreversible reaction. You failed to do the homework, as in how it wasn't a big deal. You've done many wrong things. You've skipped classes in campus. It's never reverberated that deep, but this time, it's a simple mistake but has reverberated so deep. Why did it reverberate so deep? Because the first thing you did is you went against the laws of the higher power. Always tell you, ensure you keep the laws of the higher authority, because the reason why in his laws he never wrote, do not mimic your teachers, but he wrote, do not have sex outside marriage, because he knew once you mimic your teachers, the effects are not they are not deep. But once you have sex outside marriage, the effects are deep. they are deep. That's why it was written in his laws. So remember, you did that. You went against the laws of the one who keeps you, the one who glorifies you. So you have to make peace with them by asking for forgiveness. Ask for forgiveness from your God. Ask for forgiveness from Him. Be fully remorseful for it and ask for God's forgiveness. And our God is loving, He's merciful, He's gonna forgive you. And then after the forgiveness from the higher power, also forgive yourself for what you did to yourself. Maybe you are someone who was keeping your standards, but you found yourself in that. So forgive yourself also. Also forgive anyone who might have led or pushed you towards that direction. Forgive the situation that led you into that direction. And forgive the person who has put you in that mess. Forgive them. You'll never move anywhere in this world without forgiveness. And do you know who else you need to forgive? Forgive that life that you're carrying. And if already you're raising them, they're your children, you have children you're raising single-handedly, forgive those children. I know it's painful, it's hard, but forgive that child. Forgive, 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 forgive. Forgive as many times as you can, and your life will move towards the right direction. Then after that, retrace your steps. Retrack your steps. Like, where was I heading when I headed the wrong way? Nilikuwa naenda wapi nikajipata nimeenda the wrong direction? Ask yourself, as if, where was I heading initially, and then I found myself in this wrong place, or I found myself that I have taken a detour and now I've gone to the wrong direction. Ask yourself, retrace your steps. If you are working, retrace your steps back to the working field. If you are maybe in school, retrace your steps back to school. If you are just doing the self-development, you are at home, you are just taking care of your parents, you didn't have so much going on, go back to that plateau phase of your life, because it's also important to go through the plateau phase of our lives. And once you do that, you're going to move towards the right direction. So retrace your steps, find out where you are. Go ensure. Most people, they never do that step. That is why you find that once you get the child, your life continues to become anarchy after anarchy, a mess. You now you find yourself with another person. You have a 6-month-old baby here. Now you have another man that is dragging you. Now you go with that man. They start being violent on you. They start, mistreating your baby. No, retrace your steps. Where were you heading to before you found yourself in this mess? And do what? Once you retrace your steps, go back to the beginning of your journey and continue now with your journey. Continue with your journey, and God is automatically going to put you in the right direction, and you shall find yourself where you are heading to. Then also, the other thing is work hard to be independent. Ladies, I've talked to you about being independent. Wash toilets to make ends meet. God knows you're doing that work. He knows you by your name. Be employed anywhere. Do work. Be independent. Do not be the type of person that you only believe that only men can acquire money, only men can acquire property, and I'll be getting it from them by hook or crook. So you find that the easiest way to manipulate them into giving you what they have is you give them your body. So you become a female narcissist, because female narcissists are the ones who they manipulate people using their bodies, So you also become such. You're going to be living that kind of low life. You become an underdog. Ladies, once you have that mentality that you can only be supported by a man, it is the first step towards becoming an underdog. The first step. The first step is not being broke or lacking or having a low income job or being poor. The first step is having that mentality. Once you have that mentality, you will remain hata kama uko na pesa utakuwa uko chini, because huyo mwenye anakupea pesa bado you'll be under the mercies of that person. But what it starts from the mentality. But what if you have this mentality that I can do it, I can make it, I can start somewhere, I can be somebody. Start with selling your skumas, start with kazi ya kibanda, start with being employed as a cleaner. It's okay, continue working towards that journey. Start with having a baby care, taking care of small children when their moms are at work. Build on that. Go and do a small course here and there. Education is diverse and it never ends, and you are never too old to start. It does not matter where this found you. It does not matter where this found you. Ensure you work hard and you move forward. And so long as you're moving forward, it does not matter the pace, the speed with which you're moving forward, so long as you're not making steps backwards. And God Himself, He will come at some point and He will carry you and rush you to ensure that you reach your destination in time. No, you'll not stay there down forever. You can never stay there so long as you have been doing the right things. God has been watching you. He'll allow you to stay down for a long period, but He knows He will compensate for it ahead. So do that, retrace your steps, work towards being independent, and God and the universe is going to enable you to become that independent person. So the other thing is raise that child in high standards. Make sure you raise them to become upright people. Make sure you give them a good education. Stretch yourself to give them a good education, to instill in them moral values, to make them to be people of a good character, and you're going to be proud of everything. God is going to automatically give you the strength. Remove bitterness from your heart. Some people are still bitter because they got a child out of wedlock at 19, and imagine they are 45 now. Imagine 16 years of carrying bitterness. You're bitter with all girls, you're bitter with all ladies, you are bitter with all men, you are bitter with all boys, you are bitter with life. Why? Because you did not forgive yourself, you did not forgive the situation that led you to that, and you did not forgive the person that led you to that, and the child that came as a byproduct of that. So there are people out here who are a living testimony that you can still upgrade your life after getting a child out of wedlock. So there are so many people out here. One is an American. She's an author. She's a transformational speaker. She's a life coach. I would advise you to listen to that lady. She's called Lisa Nicholson. She got a child out of wedlock when she was 20 years, and she used that experience to build her life. She built her life. She got pregnant with someone who was a robber. Those black Americans, the way they take part in crime. So the guy immediately went to prison. Left Lisa when she was pregnant. You see now, even the guy you could have gone there, got pregnant for a low-level kind of guy, he goes to prison. Now even then you are going to be bitter with someone who is in prison because some of you are so bitter over nothing. You are even bitter with someone who has not been able to develop their own lives. Like seriously, how did you expect them to develop that life of yours and that of the child? Understand that many men are just out there to deflower you. They don't care about the direction your life will take after that. They just have that spirit of hawa ni wasichana wanaturingia, wacha tutawaonyesha. Someone deflowers you. And that was their main aim. Now you want to be stuck there, remain there instead of moving forward. You're going to find yourself in problems. And the stories out here are heartbreaking. If there are stories which can break your heart to the core, are stories of people who got pregnant out of wedlock. They are so heartbreaking. Do not join the statistics, my dear. So if you have your child there, even if they could be big, they could be small, you could be pregnant, kindly take this advice positively. Lisa Nicholson was able to steer her life in the right direction after that incident, and right now her company is among the top 2 highest earning companies in the US. Yes, she has been listed in the she's in that 2% who earn the highest amount of money, not in Kenya, not in South Africa, not in Nigeria, but in the US. And remember what? She got pregnant out of wedlock. So who are you to hate yourself and hate your future and destroy the whole of your destiny because of something that you can go to your knees, tell God to forgive you, He forgives you, and He gives you a good start at your life. Now, guys, I didn't have a lot else to tell you. Just wanted to encourage you and to tell you how you can see that you can really do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can steer your life in the right direction even when you have that child. Ensure that the small amount of money you get, you subdivide it between yourself and your child, and God is going to bless your efforts. So bye, guys, until next time to another exciting show. We shall meet again, God willing. I love you guys.